Asian horror has had more effects on us than just making us afraid of the supernatural, afraid of the night. They've also had a massive impact on how the genre of horror has grown and developed to become the lucrative business it is today. In this documentary, we are going on a horrifying journey to see how Asian culture from different parts of Asia has impacted the Asian horror films of today. Follow me, if you dare.
Welcome. I'm sure you're wondering where Asian horror gets its absolutely horrifying ideas for its creatures and ghouls. Well, the answers can be found in the very culture of Asia. Can these tales of haunting ghosts that have captivated audiences not just in Asia, but from around the world to this very day be more than mere non-fiction? It wouldn't be a stretch to say Asian directors have turned to their roots for the inspiration for their unique style of horror. The iconic Japanese horror film Ringu and the haunting image of the female spirit Sadako is a perfect example of culture creating the movie. The image of Sadako has haunted audiences' dreams for years and even been an inspiration for Western film directors recreating the film and borrowing iconic scenes such as the infamous evil spirit of Sadako crawling through the TV screen.
The story of Ringu revolves around Reiko Asakawa, a journalist for a Japanese newspaper. Reiko Asakawa decides to investigate the popularity of the rumored video curse. She discovers that her niece, Tomoko, and her 3 other friends mysteriously died at the same time on the same night, with their faces twisted in fear. During her investigation, she herself watches the same cursed videotape and is afflicted with this deadly curse. anyone who watches the tape only has 7 days to live the curse or face the unrelenting anger of Sadako. But what is Sadako, or who? The origins of Sadako are heavily rooted in Japanese culture, as the Japanese believe every human possesses a raikun, or soul. It is said that when someone dies, their souls are released to join their ancestors and watch over the living. But what happens when someone is killed tragically and not given the proper burial, which is paramount in Japanese culture? According to Japanese tales, they go on to become what is called yurei, horrifying tormented spirits which haunt the living. The yurei then exists on Earth until it can be laid to rest, either by performing the missing rituals or resolving the emotional conflict that still ties it to the physical plane. If the rituals are not completed or the conflict is left unresolved, the yurei will persist in its fearsome haunting. The belief about yurei was made especially popular in modern Japanese society, not just through film, but through kabuki plays, a style of theatre common amongst Japan. One of the most famous kabuki plays is the ghost story of Yotsuba, a haunting tale which finds its origins in early Japanese culture. It tells the tale of the most famous Japanese ghost, Oiwa, who is tragically killed and comes back to life as a yurei to get her vengeance. Hideo Nakata made Sadako to be Oiwa, coming to life on the big screen, the woman tragically killed and then becoming a vengeful spirit. Indonesia is a hotspot of rich and interesting culture and its own tales of creatures and ghouls. One of the most famous Indonesian horror films is Jelangkung. It tells the story of a group of 4 teenagers who spend their time investigating supernatural phenomena. The Indonesian Ghostbusters, if you will. On one of their investigations in a graveyard, they just happened to come across a tomb that is very mysterious, because it's not put together typically or traditionally like other graves. 4 characters decided to use a jelangkung, a wooden doll made merely from coconut shell and wooden sticks. It is used in Indonesian culture for spirit communication. Spirit will be called from the afterlife to inhabit and communicate to the living through this doll. The 4 teenagers accidentally and unknowingly invite an insidious spirit into the Jelangkung doll. Upon arrival in Jakarta, their home, a series of strange events begin to happen to them, each character with its own terrible haunting. Characters in the movie are designed around the focus that the youth of today do not respect ancient traditions. In the film, the characters disrespect the traditions of Indonesian culture and use the Jelangkung doll irresponsibly, and at the graveyard, a place for the dead to be laid to rest.
Younger generation towards the culture, sometimes they see it as they mock it. You know, sometimes they're too cocky about stuff, and it shows because I'm actually one of them. I mean, I go to the graveyard with my friends and just sit there and wait for things to happen, and it didn't. And I go home and we said, there's nothing there, and that kind of attitude, I think, is respectful.
The film Jelangkung also utilizes a particular urban legend infamous in Indonesian culture alongside the Jelangkung doll, the ghost of the crawling nurse. The story of the nurse has its roots in a dark chapter in Indonesian history during the occupation of Indonesia by Holland in the late 1950s. Legend has it that a nurse called Sister Naksat, who haunts the hospital that she worked in, was raped and killed by Japanese soldiers who brutally broke her legs. According to the Indonesian legends, she now crawls the halls of the hospital, searching for her vengeance, searching for those who killed her. In some Asian cultures, the line between the living and the dead is not as profound as compared to Western culture. In Chinese culture, the spirits of the dead exist alongside that of the living. Every 7th month in the Chinese calendar is the Ghost Month, where the Ghost Festival takes place. During this festival, the gates of heaven and hell are flung open, worldly possessions are burned to better one's place in the afterlife. But what would happen if we could see the afterlife, the dead? This is the premise of the box office hit film, The Eye. It tells the story of a woman who was given a cornea transplant as a result of an accident which renders her blind. However, she quickly realizes she got more than what she bargained for. As her vision begins to return, she begins to see the dead all around her in the streets of modern-day Hong Kong. So she embarks on a journey to find the origins of her corneas and to reveal the history of the previous owner. The film takes inspiration from Chinese beliefs of the third eye, or yin and yang eye, which only a few have, and which literally gives me the ability to see ghosts in this world. For Chinese filmmakers Danny and Oxide Fan, the eye gives a chance to visualize for its audience the normally invisible world.
We also looked to people who we believed had the third eye and are able to see ghosts to better understand the environment of a ghost encounter and what ghosts look like. Research was very important because what we had in the script and how we visualized it on film had to be convincing in order to make the audience believe the film.
Asian horror, at its core, deals like Ringu and numerous other Asian horror films with a very real concept, such as culture, traditions, or even societal issues. It can be argued that Asian horror is more than just a flick to scare us, but a form of reporting. These are just a selection of well-known horror films from different parts of Asia. You can be sure that Asian horror films are more than just mere fascinations by directors. They're real. You've survived the journey. I can't promise that something isn't with you now, but you will know for sure soon enough. Thank you for watching. Sleep tight.